we go. Some of you are thinking, hey, you forgot to tie your bow tie. I didn't forget. I didn't feel like it. Let's start with let's I want to curse less. Let's Wow, that's crazy. All right, food for thought. Right. Learn Chinese to pay separately. They really are like, when you go to a restaurant, next time you in China, bitch, they gonna think you're a native speaker. As long as you know how to order, what is it? Lo mein, ask to pay separately. Am I on a date? Oh, what if I was on a date? Okay, but let's see what my fortune is. I should be more optimistic. It could be a fortune. Your dreams will lead you to success. My dreams will lead me to success. Is that a fortune? I'll put that in the maybe pile. Yeah, drop in the comments below if you think this is a fortune or not. Time will tell. All right, time for a Reddit story. Boom, bam. All right, for today's story, we have a 25-year-old male needs advice on whether or not he should stay with his 23-year-old female girlfriend. So I've been with my girlfriend for 7 months, okay? And I don't know how I should feel about certain things. We live together. So I've been with my girlfriend for 7 months. You've been with her for 7 months, you moved in together? That's why you're posting on here. I know that house is in shambles. And have been around each other every day. Yep, that's what happens when you move in with someone, which is why it's important not to do that preemptively. We both have access to each other's phones. She does a lot right and even makes posts about me on social media. What does that have to do with the way she treats you? But there's this one thing that gets to me. The one thing is going to be like 5 different parts. When we first met, I let her go through my Instagram and she deleted all the girls. Okay, great, because her insecurity is your problem. I didn't care at all because honestly, what do they matter? You should care because it's a form of control and it is showing that she is not probably stable enough to be in a relationship, or maybe you have had behavior where she doesn't trust you, which is her thing to be like, why don't I trust you? Is it valid, or should I leave him because he's showing me red flags? She also lost all her streaks and removed some people from Snapchat. Okay. See how the one thing wasn't actually one thing? Okay. About 2 months ago, I mentioned that all the guys she had added on Snapchat bothered me. And that's the thing that be killing me about these hoes. It's like I don't want you texting anyone else. Okay, sure, fine. I don't want you texting anyone else. That's not how this works. There's some people that like want relationships that are only functional for them. And it's definitely giving that. And it was giving that from the, I'm going to delete all the girls. I was like, because even when it's the reverse, it's like, I don't want you talking to other guys. It's just like, how many girls are you DMing? That's none of your business. People just be out here scheming each other. She went through her chats and showed me that she cleared them out. I went through mine and did the same. And I asked if she cleared the conversations or unadded them. She said she unadded them. So I had added all the girls on mine too. But you found them again, though? Not you. I bet you found that she had the guys back. About a month later, we were cuddling, and she was scrolling through Snap stories, and I noticed she still had a lot of guys on there. You know what they say, projection. They're like, when they accuse you of cheating, that's probably because they're cheating. That kind of thing. I asked, didn't you delete all of them? She said, yes, but she had thousands. Thousands is crazy. So I add thousands is crazy. Let's just say that thousands is crazy. So I asked again if she could get rid of them. No, she has thousands. I wouldn't go through all that. And now she gets defensive. She says it's controlling. Oh, it wasn't controlling when you did it to him. Crazy. And doesn't see why she has to. And says she's given me no reason not to trust her. The fact that you said you would get rid of everyone and you didn't means that you lied. So I think that's a good reason why he doesn't trust you. Overall, I don't know what to think. How old are you? 25 and 23? Jesus, this is not, y'all not in high school. This is stupid. Ooh, that's them COVID years because you truly are acting like a child. She gets upset when I bring up insecurities now and says it's always something every day and that I can't be happy. Girl, sound like you the one that's not happy. But I feel like I bring things up because they don't get worked out or talked through. Yeah, and if you ignore them, it actually doesn't get addressed. That is correct. I need advice, preferably from women. Yeah, I don't need to be a woman. Anyone with the half a brain can tell you you need to break up. What is wrong? What is I? And I like want to be a little more. No, you're in your mid-20s. I truly don't understand people that are so desperate to be in a relationship that they will relinquish any form of control they have in their own life. Are you that miserable being single that you would let someone come in, dictate who you can have on your social media without cause, and want to have these ridiculous double standards and like are accusatory, and you can't work through issues because every time you do, it actually becomes a different problem about how they're not good enough, or right, it switches the thing. You were talking about like, hey, you said you were going to do the dishes and now it's you have never loved me. Right, the switch up's crazy, and I'm like, you cannot be. I can't understand being so desperate. Capital D. That I would ever stoop so low to let someone do that in my life. Now, someone watching that is maybe it happened to you and you feel a little red. I hope you're on the other side of it because I'm not changing my stance. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You should never be so afraid of being single that you lose any semblance of control that you have in your own life. As a partnership, you should be able to discuss things, and again, within reason. If you was oogling and googling every single girl she said you need to cut that out and be like, all right, yeah, I'll delete it. That's one thing. But for her to even go in hot off that, and the fact that you said you didn't care shows me that you weren't doing anything. So, preferably from women, preferably from yourself. How about that? How about that, Charles? Whatever your name is. Let's read 2 comments. You moved in. You moved in together too quickly. Yep. You both seem to have insecurities, jealousy, and trust issues. Sounds like you both need to work on yourselves individually. This is not healthy adult relationships. This really feels, again, like it's in high school. This is wild. Did you fat finger the 2 on your ages and mean to type? It says, did you fat finger the 2 on your ages and mean to type 15 and 13? That's hilarious. Good job. Guilty criticism 7409. No, truly, like, again, like the commenter said, there is this thing where it's like, yeah, you both have insecurities. You clearly are afraid of having a backbone. Let me not read them like that. But you're clearly insecure about like your own self, that you are letting someone walk all over you like this. And she's obviously insecure about like her value. Like she doesn't want you to be able to compare her to other women. But she's also seeking validation from other men is what I would gather. That's usually what happens when people are like messaging people on Snapchat or that kind of stuff. It's usually not connected to, or like Instagram and stuff like that. It's usually never, I shouldn't say it's usually not. I've seen it very often where it's just like, I just want to feel seen versus like I'm trying to sling something around. Regardless, you should I think the comments I should look at some more. No, I don't need to look at more. I don't need to look at more. It's cut and dry. And hopefully he figures it out. Next. All right, so at this time, ideally, I'm filming this a little in advance because I have another trip coming up. Carmen Sandiego, I'm coming for that crown, girl. I'm about to be in like Mexico for a few days. And so I'm doing this video a little early. Anyway, all that to say, TSA has gotten slightly partial funding, but it might have gotten blocked again. We're in that wonderful ambiguous time frame. But it just reminded me to like when we talk about elections and what do I want to say, policies that should be in place. I think, especially with the amount of government shutdowns we've had in the past decade, let's say, we should, and like each one keeps being the longest. I said, not us breaking records in the worst way. You know what? Food for thought. Politicians get when we stop paying people, it should start with the politicians, and the TSA agents are the last ones to stop being paid, right? Because during government shutdowns, the House and all that's all of them, they're still getting paid, but TSA workers aren't. These other government officials aren't. I mean, these other these other entities that are paid by the government aren't. No. How about they get paid? Okay, they out there working, not filibustering. So what? And you know what? I think we can all get on board for that. They're hardworking people. We've had them working for free for several weeks at a time over the past several years. Why don't instead we say, no, politician, you don't get paid. Let's see how fast things get resolved. That's my thought. That's my thought. Now that's another food for thought. Okay. But truly be nice to the TSA agents as you go through. And I really hope that not only one, that this gets solved, but that they also give them into, if you work in business, you know that like when the shakeups happen, it's not just about like, okay, cool. Well, this happened, so we replaced it. Like if something got broken, you also need to make sure that you incentivize your current employees to say, right? So they've been going through tumultuous times. So what way are we incentivizing them? Give them a good bonus. I don't know what it looks like, but it should be hefty to say, you know what? I'm going to stay. You also have to make sure that recruitment's good, because now people are just seeing this job's unstable. I don't know when I'm getting my paycheck, when it's coming through. My bill's due on the 15th. I can't say, well, I'm going to get back paid in August. So I'll pay you then, right? So it's one of those things of like, oh, so what are you doing to make sure you incentivize and recruit people? For that, for the FFA people, there's so many people. People just need to get paid. People need to get paid. And we shouldn't stop that from happening. And that's me off my high horse, my medium horse, my big pony. Love y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And I'll see you in the future.